often do drive down a street and see a beautiful house and wonder, what does it look like inside? You want inspiration, and we're bringing you heaps. In this series, we showcase a variety of houses: sprawling mansions, elegant townhouses, compact city apartments. We explore these creations and talk to the visionaries who brought them to life, as well as the people who live in them. It's all about sharing with you how they put it all together. I'll also be showing you how to get the look in your own home with decor advice and tips. I'm Juliet Newell, and this is Finest Homes Johannesburg. This home is in Parkhurst, Johannesburg. The exterior blends in beautifully with the indigenous garden. The interiors are fresh and vibrant. Would you believe that I'm standing inside a home that is around 70 years old? Well, the current owners bought this house about 3 years ago, and between then and now it's undergone massive transformations. Structurally, the garden's been redone, and of course, the decor. I'm here today with decorator Joy Liedtke, who was part of this process. Let's go meet her. Tell us a bit about this house. When did the owners buy it? How long have you been involved in the project?
Well, the clients contacted me about a year ago, and they had renovated approximately a year and a half ago. So they've been living here for about 4 years now, and they did extensive renovations throughout the home. I mean, it's just chalk and cheese. It was typical Parkhurst home. It had the beautiful flooring, the parquet flooring, which is probably the only thing that they've kept.
Oh, really?
The indoor and outdoor, in terms of color, look and feel, has changed dramatically from the garden, completely redone, to the interiors. So they basically contacted me when the construction had been completed and said, right, we want our home to be a home now. So bring in all the beautiful soft furnishings.
Yes.
So I had the most marvelous time of getting to know the clients and putting together what I believed was their personality in their home.
Now, this room that we're sitting in wasn't the dining room originally, was it?
No, it wasn't. Quite strangely enough, the entrance is just to the left, and to the right, sorry, and it was the main bedroom, which was quite unusual.
So was this wall closed off?
This was closed off.
Okay.
So they created this as their dining room because it made more sense.
Of course.
Being connected to the entrance and the lounge area, kitchen. So kind of an open concept, but a few walls here and there. So they completely changed this area.
And then the bedroom is down the passage.
The bedroom down the passage was apparently the main lounge, which is quite unusual because you had to walk past all the bedrooms in the home to get to the main lounge.
Yeah.
So they completely changed that into the master bedroom and added in a bathroom.
Oh, so was that an add-on?
It was an add-on.
That's why it's so big and spacious.
It's amazing. It's gorgeous.
So I would imagine this home was originally quite pokey.
It was, and quite dark.
Yeah.
And obviously dated because it hadn't been updated. And it just needed a lot of light, which they did. They brought in a lot of light into the spaces. We kept the walls quite light, which the client had already done. So they gave me a really good base to work with, I must say. They had bought all the bulky pieces, the big pieces of furniture had been positioned, but it just needed some life. It needed the scatter cushions, the accessories, the photographs to make it more personal.
Absolutely.
Ornaments, just to bring it to life.
The kitchen's also been updated.
It has.
Yeah.
It has. It did have a major overhaul. They actually closed off a door in the kitchen, added more cupboards, changed the granite top counters, and they're accessorized.
Yeah.
Major accessories, new blinds. We also added a beautiful breakfast nook, which was actually the client's idea. and just functional. I have a little toddler and another one on the way, so they needed something in the kitchen that worked for the family for meal times.
Now the exterior of the home has also changed quite considerably from the original house.
Completely. In fact, if you had to see before and after photos, I mean, those are the best. It's so rewarding. Completely changed the outside paint color. The garden was tiled with white tiles and lots of white pebbles. So when you entered the garden, you had to put sunglasses on.
Goodness.
So it's been completely re-landscaped, indigenous, water-wise. It's the most exquisite garden. It's really beautiful. They've done an awesome job.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go and look at the garden first, and then a bit later on I'll catch up with you and we can look at all the beautiful decor.
Wonderful, I can't wait.
Awesome. Isn't it amazing what a little bit of vision can do? This home was a grand old lady before the new owners moved in. And then with a bit of imagination, a lot of heart and a lot of time, they've transformed this into a modern home in the heart of Parkhurst. They repainted the exterior, they gutted the interior, and they freshened up the decor, and then of course this beautiful indigenous garden. It's amazing how having just a little bit of imagination can take you such a long way in creating your ideal home. Tanya Faree worked on this garden transformation. It's water-wise and indigenous, which means it's relatively low maintenance.
A water-wise garden, most of it because it is succulents, they do not need a lot of trimming. And once you see something is growing out of control, you literally pick it or snip it off and you plant it into the rest of your garden. So you're constantly filling your garden up with the plants that you've got. So you're spreading the color and making your garden fuller. Right through the year, if you look at this garden, you've got the color going. It's never that you only sit with a garden that's got just green in it.
Water-wise, indigenous, and colourful. What more could you ask for in the ever-changing climate of Johannesburg? Coming up, the main suite in neutrals, white and duck egg blue. The TV room in greens and watermelon. And some advice from fabric expert Leslie Donald Douglas.
And it's so easy with a neutral shell, you know, because it works with anything. So you can dress it up or down.
Today we're showcasing a pretty Parkhurst home. The decor's colourful and vibrant in most of the home. In the main bedroom, the palette comprises soothing neutrals, fresh white and a hint of duck egg blue. This is one of the most beautiful parts of this home, I think. It's a divider between the bathroom and the bedroom. It's fairly open plan, but that just gives it a little bit of privacy, a little bit of interest, and it divides the spaces up visually. The other clever thing that Joy has done is repeated this pattern on some of the pieces of furniture, the bedside tables, the chest of drawers, and then also the balustrade coming down the stairs. I'm often asked about wallpaper. Do you wallpaper the entire room or just one wall? Do you wallpaper the roof? Well, it depends entirely on the space. What Joy has done here is created a feature wall by wallpapering this wall behind the bed. It makes sense. If she were to have wallpapered the entire room, it would have competed with the other patterns in the room, namely the divider, which is a lovely graphic pattern. So instead of letting the two patterns fight against each other, they both have their own pride of place separately. Gone are the days of heavily draped curtains, and what Joy's done is really clever because the tops of these curtains are concealed by this bulkhead over here, keeping the lines really simple and elegant. The ensuite bathroom flows on from the main bedroom. It's almost open plan, but Joy's divided the two areas with this room divider. It's a generously sized bathroom, a large shower, bathtub, and ample space for towels and accessories. Baby's room was decorated before the new member of the family arrived. Joy's brief from her clients was to create a room that would suit either a baby girl or a baby boy. A nursery is often the most enjoyable space in a home to decorate, but a lot of the time you don't have a lot of space. So what do you need to squeeze into that room? A compactum, a cot, and a feeding chair. And this is how it all comes together. Joy has selected a beautiful colour palette, the coral, the duck egg blue with a bit of greys. It's fresh and it's clean, and it wouldn't matter if the baby was a boy or a girl. I think they'd fit in pretty well here. And we've saved the best room for last, the living room. True to her name, Joy has created a happy place for the family to spend many hours in. It's colourful, it's pretty, and it's functional. In this space, there was existing furniture. What was here? What did you add? How did you bring it all together?
Okay, right. In this space, all we had were the 2 couches and these 2 beautiful chairs, the coffee table and the side table, and very few items in the shelves. So it was quite stark. There was no art on the wall. There were very few accessories on the shelves. So I really had a really nice blank canvas to work with, and they were great pieces. The couches are very muted and neutral. The chairs are absolutely gorgeous. That's where I got my inspiration from, this beautiful bright green. And I had to obviously put it with something that popped it. So the corals and the pattern. I just wanted to bring this room together with a lot of texture. The rug, very important, also to give a room some warmth. And then the personal art. The clients loved, and as I say, I always bring outside inside. They have such an amazing landscape garden, and it was done when I arrived. And when I came inside, I just felt that that needed to be translated indoors. So you'll see a lot of aloes and succulents and proteas, king proteas obviously, scattered throughout the home because it's what they love.
When you first walk into the home, the first thing you see is that entrance hall with the wallpaper, the round mirror, and that all ties back to this room as well, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. What's very important for me is I believe in flow. I don't want to necessarily walk into an entrance and see something featured and never see it again in the rest of the home, because I like the continuity. So whatever I've used in the entrance, yes, it's translated through the rest of the home. And these chairs were my real inspiration. So you'll see it through the wallpaper. There were woods throughout the home, so I brought the wood back into the entrance. And I always love a bit of bling. The client said to me, Joy, you really do. So I loved that mirror. It was just ornate, it was beautiful, and it just gave that wallpaper the pop that it needed. And obviously reflect the light. Mirrors, as we know, make a space look larger because it reflects the light and creates more space.
In the dining room, you've kept the chairs neutral. And it's very interesting because the backs of the chairs are different.
We wanted greys because grey's the new black, grey's the new pink. It's a usable color. It's wonderful in the interior. But I just felt, let's create some more interest with these wonderful fabrics and let's change it up. So not all the backs of the chairs are exactly the same. And yes, it just adds some interest and some texture and pattern into the space, and it just ties it all together.
And what a great opportunity to do that in the
So
dining
much fun.
room.
So much fun that I've had in this project, and the clients were just amazing. They loved all the ideas and they embraced them, and that, I think, for a decorator or a designer, is just the most rewarding thing. Yes, I love it. Let's carry on. Let's try new things. So an amazing project, yes.
This home required a lot of soft furnishings to transform it from a house into a home. Fabric expert Leslie Donald Douglas shares some pearls of wisdom. Leslie, what are some of the benefits of a neutral shell when it comes to decorating and introducing colour?
Yes, I think the benefits that I see it for a neutral shell is that you can put anything with it. You can change your look from a summery look to a winter look just by maybe changing your cushions, your throws, and it gives you a totally different feel. And a neutral shell is always very calming, very tranquil, and very easy to work with. You can add artwork, mirrors, anything, and it kind of brings it to life. So you can either make it simpler, more sort of laid back, or you can make it very glamorous with the addition, as I say, if they've done here with mirrors, lovely paintings, lamps, things like that. And it's so easy with a neutral shell, you know, 'cause it works with anything. So you can dress it up or down.
When it comes to fabrics and colours for seasons,
Yes.
do you recommend changing the cushions up maybe in summer and in winter maybe
yes.
using a
I
different
think it's
one?
quite fun to do that. All you need is some different cushion covers, some throws and things like that. Maybe you haven't got throws in summer, but in winter you might bring in a fur throw, a knitted throw, something in cashmere or something, you know, very luxurious. And you have a totally different feel. I think in winter you want to cocoon more, and in summer, you know, you're more living outside and a little bit more casual and laid back, I find.
What colours are really hot at the moment?
Well, I'm just looking at the corals here, and coral is really, really on trend. And the lovely greens are on trend as well. And still the pinks, you know, that's rosy gold, the coppers, all those sorts of things. And as I said, the greens are coming more into focus with the dark teals and rich, I think more because that's winter. So you're seeing that in rich velvets and things like that.
A question I love to ask decorators is, what colours don't go together, or is there such a thing?
It depends what shades of colour, you know, what tones of colour. Because things that clash, like orange and pink and red, that you wouldn't use together can, if they're the right tones, they can work together. And that you can almost have like a boho chic kind of look, which a lot of people like. You know, it looks like it's mismatched, but it actually works.
Coming up, I show you how to get some of these looks in your own home. Today we're showing you a family home in Parkhurst, Johannesburg. The interiors are bright and cheerful. It all begins in the entrance hall. Beautiful greens and wood set the tone. Flowing on from the entrance is the TV room. The coloration is pretty. The larger pieces are in neutral tones. The sofas are in a putty, and then the room comes to life with these two chairs and beautiful scatter cushions. The maid bedroom is serene in neutrals and creams with a bit of duck egg blue. We begin with the TV room. The walls, sofas and rug are in neutrals. The two wingback chairs is where the fun begins. And then scatter cushions tied all together with art, accessories and plants. The TV room is all about using fun colours. Joy's gone for a watermelon pink or salmon. I don't really know the name of that colour, but it's absolutely gorgeous and it comes alive next to that lime green. I found a great wallpaper you could use on the main wall behind the two chairs. It's got that lovely lime green. It's grass, as you can see, and it's quite graphic. So what else do we need in there? We need a main upholstery fabric, so we can use a beautiful suede in a neutral colour, and then the fun begins. More green. This could be used on occasional chairs or scatter cushions. That looks great with the wallpaper. Then we need to add that salmon, that watermelon, that gorgeous, gorgeous pink colour. And there's another great design that would work so well in this room. And I really see this on a larger piece, like those two wingbacks. And how do we tie it all together? Well, we use a stripe. And I've got one that works in all those colours, and then it ties this whole look and feel together. So there you go. And then all you need to do is accessorize. And why not add a luxurious woolen throw? There you go. And then always, always add fresh flowers. And what I'm going to show you is quite interesting, because if you didn't know it, you would think that Joy actually drew all her inspiration for her colors from one flower. Isn't that amazing? This protea has all these colors in it. So imagine a whole bunch of these in a vase. It would look absolutely spectacular. Good old nature. The master suite's been decorated in soothing colors, neutrals, whites, creams and duck egg blue. If you're battling to find inspiration for a room, just find one piece of fabric that you really, really love, or a wallpaper, and that's exactly how I started with this interior, bearing in mind, of course, the coloration that Joy used in the main bedroom of this house. She's gone for duck eggy blues and a little bit of putty and lots of cream. So I found this wallpaper to start off with. It's a floral design, there you can see, and it's got all those colors incorporated into it already. What's next? The curtains. Keep it simple. I've got something here that works well, and that's just a plain cream fabric for the curtains. We need upholstery fabric. Could be for a headboard, could be for a little chair or a stool or a bed end, and why not go for a luxurious velvet? There are those colors again, working really well with what we've put together. What else do we need? We need a pattern. As you can see, these duck egg blues are different tones. They're not exactly identical, but once you start layering them together, it'll all work. Then we've got a stripe, we've got the duck egg blues, we've got the creams, we've got the putties, and you can see it all starting to come together. One more thing, another design. If you want to add another pattern to the room, and I've said it a million times, add lots of patterns, lots of textures. There we go. If this doesn't work for you and you're not really hot on this, but you like the colors, I've got something else to show you. We'll keep the neutrals and we'll take out some of the blues. We'll keep the curtaining. This could still work. We're going to chuck this out, keep the stripe, and take away the wallpaper. So now you're saying, Jules, that's great. You've thrown away your inspiration. Not quite, I have something else. You can see I've still got the duck egg blue, and I've got the creams, and I've got the putties, but we've included another color into this, and that's a bit of a red. So we can keep our neutrals, that still works. The curtaining still works. Our upholstery fabrics still work. You know what? I'm going to add the paisley and a stripe. So we're bringing out the red and bringing it out in more of a brick red sort of tone. There we go. Next week, we show you an extraordinary home in Rosebank. It was modelled on a fire station and is home to interior designer Kim Hutton.
You would never have thought of using 10 years ago as a finish on a wall in a formal dining room or a lounge or a bedroom. People's minds are a lot more open to trying new things. I think designers perhaps a little bit more, and hopefully they lead the way in building people's confidence to trying it in their own home.